What's going on, everyone out there on YouTube? NES Ruler, and welcome to a brand new review. And this time we'll be checking out a film that was sent to me to review by Olive Films, and you can pick this up right now on Blu-ray. And it's a film from the year 1957 titled The Delinquents. Now, the main thing that this film has going for it is that it is the first film from director Robert Altman, and of course, you know, Altman is one of the great Hollywood directors for sure. Wouldn't say he's one of the greatest directors of all time, but one of the greatest Hollywood directors. You know, he makes this really, really great mainstream Hollywood studio films. And this, of course, was his first film that was actually shot in the summer of 1955 in Kansas City, but it didn't come out until 1957, so it sat on the shelf for quite a while. And this film is interesting. It's kind of a propaganda type of a film for parents who were growing up in the late 1950s, where youth culture was starting to shift from the very polite, respecting your elders and society into more of the delinquent youth, where they're starting to, drink more and starting to cause more havoc and crime. And it's kind of a propaganda film for parents this is how you should deal with your child if there are a delinquent. And basically just follow actually a young Tom Lawley character, Scotty. Of course, you guys don't know who Tom Lawley is, and he was in Billy Jack. And he's very young in this film. It basically follows Scotty. Scotty is a young man who, of course, is one of the spitting images of what a respectable teenager should look like in the 1950s, politeness and all that I said. And he gets caught up with these group of teenagers who start to turn him into a delinquent. And at the same time, his girlfriend's parents won't allow him to see him because he's too young. It's very generic in the sense of a kids gone bad, Rebel Without a Cause type of a film. Unfortunately, this film isn't as good as Rebel Without a Cause. It's nowhere nearly as well polished as that film. And I can't say it's a good film, to be honest. I can't knock it because it is Altman's first film, and everyone has to start at some point, and I feel like with the budget that he had, he tried to do the best that he could, and you start to see at least some traits that he carried on into his later films. But it was shot on really, really a no budget, and like I said, he had to do the best that he can with the materials that he had. And it was written by him and produced and all that kind of stuff. But like I said, it's more of a propaganda film for parents who are trying to grow up and raise their kids in this time period. But like I said, I don't see myself watching this one again. I absolutely did not love it. I thought it was just average, in my opinion. And this is the release from Olive Films, like I said in the beginning, and this is the first time that this film has had a actual legit release. I know it's had some really low budget bad releases in the past, but this is the first time that it's had a really okay release. The transfer is okay. It's not the best. It's very grainy. It's definitely by no means a really good high def transfer, but like I said, the film hasn't had any sort of release in the past, so I can't really fault it on that. And the sound is the same thing, and usually with your Olive Films, it's just a really just bare bone release. You put the disc in, comes with the menu, where you have chapters and English subtitles and the trailer, and that's it. So the thing with these Olive Films is that they release interesting films, and films that are historically important a lot of the time, but they don't have any features unless you start to get into that Olive Selects label, where you start to see more features and nicer packaging and things like that. But with Olive, you're usually just going to get just the film, and that's the same thing with this release as well. But overall, if you're into that kind of stuff, if you're interested in seeing Robert Altman's first film, then pick it up. But my recommendation, I don't know how much more you're going to get out of the first watch, and I know a lot of people are probably not going to blind buy this one simply because of the fact that not too many people know about it. So, like I said, I wasn't overly impressed with this film, but like I said, it's an interesting timepiece and an interesting period in time where culture was changing, and you definitely see that kind of things. And you know me with my kind of films. I watch them for historical purposes and to see a different kind of time period, and I think that's why film's so amazing. It's just basically a time capsule, and this is definitely a interesting time capsule type of a film. So like I said, you can pick this up right now from Olive on Blu-ray, and yeah, that is my review of The Delinquents from the year 1957, shot in the year 1955. So thank you everybody for watching this video. If you liked the review, please give it a thumbs up, and also you can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/NESRuler22. Hope everybody's doing well, and talk to you guys soon. See you guys.